You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to be great. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the Morning Takeaway. Today I've got a little bit of an exciting topic, and I'm saying it's exciting because I've been thinking about it the past few days. After somebody kind of had dropped a message in my app, just really lost on where to get started. And before we get started on this, also, I was just trimming my beard. So if you zoom in really quick, you might not be able to notice. But if you do, my beard's really uneven. But anyways, I don't know why I just thought about that. I think it's because I saw a beard hair fall down. But anywho, I want to talk about today, without any notes, just kind of talking from the heart and everything that comes to my mind when it comes to getting started in fitness. And if there's something that I say today that resonates with you, it might resonate with somebody else that has a hard time getting started, or might be a little intimidated to get started, then if you don't mind, don't forget, share the show. It's the best way that you can repay me. Like I say, if somebody could have gotten behind a mic and a camera for me to say something and change my life, if I could say something behind a camera and a microphone to even resonate with one person, that is what truly fulfills me. So that said, also, while you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment your thoughts, and hit the little bell notification to turn on the notifications every time I release a YouTube video. And with that said, let's get started. I want to get started with a quote right here. It says, "You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to be great." And I think I've actually used this quote before in one of my podcasts, but it's so true. And I think a lot of times getting started or starting a fitness journey, whatever it might be, can just be very intimidating when it comes to maybe you don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to eat, what program you should follow, what this, that, or the other. There's so many different philosophies out there that are thrown in people's faces and do this, do that. Oh, I don't know which one's best for me. Well, let me make it easy for you. The easiest way to get started is by going outside and going on a walk. Set yourself 30 minutes a day of movement. It doesn't matter when you're trying to lose weight or get started on building lean muscle or whatever that goal might be. It's all about movement and putting a different stimulus on your body that is ultimately going to create the change. Your body doesn't know if it's not used to that movement and the stimulus change, then your body is immediately going to react. You're going to be sore no matter what you do, right? And if we can start small and build these habits, I think that is the ultimate goal to compound to get to where you want to be. And I want to backtrack a little, and I know I've touched on some of these things before, but it's definitely my philosophy, and it's definitely something that I want to get across to people that may be intimidated or have felt like they got started and then just couldn't keep going, and you know that sticking with it factor, right? And how to stay motivated and this, that, and the other. So many different ways to phrase it, but I think the biggest thing at the root of all this, and I've talked about this when it comes to weight loss, is training your brain to essentially align with positive affirmations, right? And waking up and saying out loud, I can move for 30 minutes today. I can lose this weight. I can, and I will, and I must, right? I can, I will, I can, I will, I can, I will. And the more that your brain hears that and you train your brain to look for how you can do it, your subconscious kicks in, right? And I think a big, beautiful part of weight loss especially is reassuring yourself and having those positive affirmations, being able to look in the mirror after you go on a 30-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, whatever it might be. We can take these little principles and these little steps of action and take them to the littlest form. James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits. It's a great book if you haven't ever read it. Basically somebody was going in and he talks about I don't know if I don't think it's a 2-minute rule, but it's basically this person went to the gym every day for 2 minutes. Just went in there, familiarized themselves, I don't know if it was a he, she, whoever, and just got in the habit of going to the gym. And I'm not telling you have to go to the gym to start, but just think about this. If you go on a 5-minute walk, well, that person then started going to 5 minutes at the gym, showing up, lift one weight, walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, whatever it is. Then it turns into 30 minutes. Then it turns into an hour. Now we're lifting weights. Now we're building those habits. We're proving to ourselves that we can do that, right? And that's on a very foundational level, like just starting with building those habits. And essentially, like, another thing is setting your environment up. How do you keep and maintain that motivation? Well, you set your environment up the night before. Set your clothes out. Be ready for whatever movement you have to start your day the next day. Knock it out in the morning. Set your day up for success. Prove to yourself that you can do what you said you were going to do. Wake up on time. Don't hit the snooze button. And go do it, right? And it sounds simple, and I know we all go through it. It's tough. But I think just kind of grasping the initial barrier and overcoming that initial barrier of, oh, I'm never going to be able to get there. Oh, I'm never this, never that. And like, oh, I wish I could look like I get messages all the time, and I'm going on my 9th year of working out. I didn't really figure it out until probably 2 years ago in terms of strategic programming, strategic eating, and I'm still learning all the time. But with that said, it takes time, and it's not going to happen overnight. There is no such thing as a 30-day transformation. You'll see transformations. You'll feel transformations, especially mentally, which to me is why we do it. You work out to get mentally fit, and the physical attributes come as a bonus. And if you stick with it over a long period of time, you begin to look at 3 months, 9 months, 12 months, 6 years, 9 years, whatever it is, it starts to compound, right? All these good decisions. So I'm getting a little sidetracked and off the schneid, but I think these are all really important things to take into account and remember as you start your journey. So another few things that I would love to address in the sense of, getting started is the intimidation factor. And with my platform, as you see on Instagram and YouTube and here, wherever, like, I want to create an environment that is fun. And fitness should not be scary. It should be, there's too many people out there just like flexing and trying to be all big and macho, and like, yes, that's part of it. Once you get there, you're proud of yourself, right? But don't put it in everybody else's faces, I guess. There's a difference between flaunting it and, trying to scare. Like, some people, they're jerks, I guess is probably the best way to put it. And when you go in the gym, I've been there. I remember 6 years ago going into a gym, seeing these guys just lifting like crazy, and you think they're looking at you. They're not looking at you. They're thinking what you're thinking about them. And if you can grasp that concept, that makes it all of that much easier to get into the gym in general, because nobody really cares what they're doing, and they don't really care what you're doing. And to put that in perspective, like, my favorite thing when I go into a gym is when I see somebody that may be trying to lose weight. That is my favorite thing ever. If I'm looking at them, they might be a little intimidated. I might come off as one of those jerks, but I always try to make an effort to go say, hey, I love what you're doing, because that is the one thing that fires me up the most. I love seeing people take action on their life, on their goals, and everything in between, right? And like, if you're in the gym, everybody's doing that, but I know how hard it is mentally to overcome that barrier and get into the gym, right? So, with all that said, knowing where to start, I think it begins with positive affirmations, setting up your environment, building these little habits, and from there, I think that everybody does need a coach. And I think, like, trainers need trainers. I need a trainer. I don't have one, but just for an accountability aspect too, and not only utilizing knowledge, learning knowledge, but eventually getting you to a point where you can be on your own as well, right? So I'm not trying to be salesy, but my app actually does. I've structured my app for this purpose, for those people that might be intimidated, the people that might be in their fitness journey and not know where to go next. They've kind of mastered, maybe these movements or those movements and want to get into more cardio, hit high intensities type stuff, or whatever kind of programming, or somebody that's at my level, or I shouldn't say my level, but at a higher level of fitness and ready to take on more challenging stuff. And then from there, you have all of those aligned for you in programs and the nutritional advice on my app and grocery store lists. And then it's all designed so that you can get off of it at the end of it when you feel ready to be on your own, right? That is my goal. I want everybody to work from ground zero and work up to get to where they feel comfortable. And then if they want to keep the app and message me one-on-one, that's awesome. That's great. I get to connect with you and keep talking about your fitness journey and where to go next, how I can help you. And if anything, it's just access to each other, right? But from the very beginning, if you haven't started, I have a 30-day challenge. No weights, anything. It's really just walks and little body weight challenges just to get you in the groove and building those habits. And I put really detailed descriptions in there because I want you to read them, be motivated. From there, we go into a at-home body weight only program. So if you don't want to go in the gym, wherever, or if you're just on the road and want body weight workouts, there's a 6-week program right there for you. And you follow along, you build your habits, you build up, and then where do you go next? You jump right into the barbell and the dumbbells? Well, you can if you feel comfortable. But then I've lined up a dumbbell-only program, a functional weight loss program, which is the name, the functional weight loss, is different than what the actual goals are. You can use it for functional weight loss, and it will help you lose weight, but it's also going to help you build muscle. So we're trying to keep that heart rate up. Only dumbbells. Go into that program. I'm working on a second dumbbell-only program as well for a little bit different types of goals geared towards different things. And then from dumbbell-only, we transfer to the gym, where there's a phase 1 of kind of introducing the weights and full body splits, and then into a push-pull leg split. And once you're done with that, you can go into the even more progressed version of all the strength training, everything intertwined, and really working in what you need to eventually get on your own. So I know I just went on a little spiel about my app, but I truly, truly, truly believe, and I've put my heart and soul into designing those workouts to make sure that you, if you are on the app, that you're able to have a guideline and a roadmap to follow. So, with that said, if that's something that interests you, go to my app. The link's in my bio and in the description. It's www.nickwalkerfitness.app. And with that said, I think movement is just the key. That is the key. If you want to dumb it down as far as you can, get outside and move. To start your fitness journey, you just got to create a little momentum. Momentum creates progress. Progress creates happiness. Happiness is a loose term. We could talk about that another time. It's actually my best friend just moved here. Best friend of all of life. That's going to be a topic we talk about on a podcast one day. Happiness, is it? How do you create it? It's going to be fun. I can't wait. He might be a frequent guest on the show, maybe a co-host. We'll see. But definitely want to start venturing into more and more people on the podcast. But I think I've said all I want to say. I didn't really have anything planned. I just wanted to go with what came to my mind. And before we get going away with our day, we'll have our random question generator right here. Let's generate a random question. The first question that pops up: what's your biggest first world problem? Oh, geez. Perfect example. Yesterday, this week has been the hottest week in Newport Beach. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. It's been getting up to 100 degrees with 100% humidity. Feels like 110, 115. I was there for 3 weeks a couple months ago. It was miserable. it's been the hottest week in Newport Beach right now, and it's been 85 degrees maybe with a little bit of touch of humidity. And my apartment does not circulate air very well. I have been miserable in here, especially sleeping. I hate sleeping in the warm, sweating, getting a pool of sweat. But it hit me last night, and I wrote it in my journal. There are people that would kill and die to have the roof that I have over my head. And I just had to take a second to take a step back and realize I am grateful for the roof over my head. And I shouldn't care if it's hot. Might be a little uncomfortable, but that's what I wrote in my journal, and it is. It's a privilege. It's not a... It's a blessing. It's a whatever you want to call it. It is an incredible. We have so much here in the United States, and I think there's a lot of things that we lose sight of. And I'm going on a rant, but it was pretty powerful for me last night, realizing that in my journal. And I guess that's the perfect question to ask me. So that's a pretty big first world problem that I was kind of feeling like I was complaining about, and then just had to take a step back. So, anyways. If you took something away from this today, whether it was about the roof over my head or weight loss, your fitness journey, starting your fitness journey, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with somebody, please, if you did feel like you resonated with something. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. I guess our next video will be Sunday for a vlog. And I'll actually be in Sonoma when this is released. So maybe I'll do a little Sonoma vlog. We'll see. But with that said, I hope you have an awesome freaking day. And don't forget to smile.